What up, biatch?
No.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Random Ramblings. I'm Jerome.
And I'm Nick.
And we're refilming this intro because we got in a bit of an argument because I asked his opinion on why he thought the episode was bad, and he threw a little fit, and...
All right, I'm done. You guys can finish.
So he quit. I don't know where we are at with that, but whatever, that's fine. We wanted to refilm the intro because it was a little awkward. So, what were your thoughts on the episode?
I thought it was dumb.
Okay, I'm done. Fuck you, I'm out of here.
No, I liked it. I liked it a lot. I thought it was cool. I thought it was a cool reveal for showing the four Doloreses.
Yeah.
I feel like I've said this before.
Yeah, we've said this. When we get back to the normal podcast, the battery
Back to reality.
has died at that point. So we've recorded this part like 4 times now, unfortunately.
Yeah, it doesn't feel like it at all.
Jinx, you me a kiss. Were you happy that Man in Black is back in the show, William?
Yeah, not as happy as you, but yeah.
Yeah, I love him. Him and Bernard are like my boys.
Honestly,
Yeah.
we were doing fine without him.
We were doing fine without him, but
Yeah.
now that he's back in it, I'm like, okay.
I feel like Dolores doesn't need that distraction.
Yeah, that's what's gonna get her, I feel like.
That's what's gonna get her.
Yeah, he's gonna save the fucking world, remember?
They might be on the same side. You don't know.
I kind of hope they're not. But at the same time, that would be cool, them teaming up again.
It's like a whole it just comes all back around.
Yeah, do you think when he saves the whole fucking world, he's gonna go, I got the whole world in my hand?
No. He'd probably say, I got the whole fucking world.
Oh, he adds a fuck in there. He has to make it, not family friendly. Yeah, I same opinion. I didn't get to say my opinion last time, unfortunately. But
Why not?
someone yelled at me. But I really, really liked this episode. I thought it was great. It was over. I was like, God damn it! It ended like right when it shit's hitting the fan. But
Yeah,
I
kinda.
love the twist. I like everything with where the Man in Black went. Like, we'll just get into it here. It opens with him at his house and he's shooting everything. His house is trashed.
I honestly thought he was doing a Bruce Willis imitation.
Really?
Because he's barefoot and
And he's walking around and going.
Yeah?
I was gonna say his quote. He's going to the duck, and then it just escaped my mind.
Yeah, what does he say? Come out to the coast, have a few laughs.
You can go together, have a few laughs.
That's not the same part I was talking about.
Cut to the Yoda part.
Come out to the coast. We'll get together. Have a few laughs.
I'm talking about the part where he walks across.
Yeah,
with
no,
the-
yeah, the glass. But then I think of Bruce Willis. I think of that part.
Oh.
Yeah. Well, potato, tomato. You know what I say. But he's in his house is all trashed, and then the water starts dripping.
Yeah, he needs a cleaning lady.
Yeah, he really does. Like in season 2, when he's with his daughter, it's dripping, except now blood's going through too, and it's on the little ball. Totally looks like a little host ball.
Maybe.
And then after he sees that, poof, he wakes up. He's in the bath. Now he gets out of the bath, and Emily's there. That was an awesome scene with her.
She was creepy.
Yeah.
Like,
She was not like she was a bad actress, but like she stood out to me in this episode. I was like, wow, that's really good. When she's like screaming at him, and then, oh, what, William, what's wrong? And then they're cutting in between her audio from season 2 and then now. It was really cool.
yeah, it was cool. She didn't really get shot, but when blood started coming out of her and she was acting like she got shot and she was screaming, I was like, okay, calm down.
You're like, relax. I know you got killed, but
yeah,
relax.
Jesus. It was a lot quicker in real life.
Yeah. But that whole scene with her and him and all that, I loved. And then it gets to, she's like, oh, come on, just finish. Ow.
Don't get distracted.
Sorry, we have a teacup pig, and one of her hairs was literally stabbed into my knuckle.
Well, stop punching her.
That really hurt. She's like, come on, finish the game, Dad, and pulls up his sleeve and gonna have him cut himself. And I told you, I thought that maybe he was gonna start cutting himself, and this is where it was gonna lead to him being the host hybrid. But then Shirley Hill walked in and it was all in his head.
You really thought they were going to do that soon?
Well, I thought it was gonna be like the lead to
When
that.
did they do anything? Although revealing that Dolores is really kind of soon.
But it is halfway through the season, so that's
Yeah, I feel like this episode was almost like you could almost just say if this was the end of the season,
Mhm.
it would be a good cutoff.
set up for the rest, because they're like, oh my god, what's gonna be the rest of with Dolores? Like, there's a bunch of her out there, and the Man in Black's in the mental hospital.
Yeah, and then be all right, season 4.
Yeah, like if they cut half, like if they made season 2 a
I
little
mean, I
faster
don't
and
want it
did
to
this-
end like that, but yeah.
But no, I get what you mean. But yeah, so that's really all we need to recover on here.
Recover?
Yeah, recover.
Okay.
So you take it away, Pastor Jerome. You're supposed to say it with me, pal.
Take it away, Pastor Jerome.
All right, the recorder stopped recording, and we talked about half the episode, basically, and didn't notice that. That's fun.
Fucking Jesus Christ.
So let me see, where was that? Oh, so then he's gonna do that, and she tells him, Dad, finish the game, cuts his sleeve. But before he can, Charlotte Hill walks in and informs him that Serac is coming for Delos, his fortune, and also wants info on Sector 16. And William doesn't even care about any of it until she brings up that.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't really get, if he doesn't care about anything, I don't know why that makes him care. I mean,
Yeah.
I know it's like secret information. He shouldn't have been doing it. But
Yeah.
if you don't really care about anything, that shouldn't be something that make you care. But maybe that's his one thing that he cares about.
Yeah, I wondered if it's because he doesn't want to go to jail about that, or in trouble about the public eye, ruin Westworld, even though he says he doesn't care about Westworld. Or if it's like he doesn't want Serac and anybody else to have that type of thing. 'Cause remember he wanted to destroy it at the end of season 2? So he's like,
that's true.
if they get all that info, maybe they'll start making copies of humans and they'll make human hybrids, and that's a bad idea.
And they're not as good as him, so it would be a bad idea.
Yeah. But we'll see. And maybe they do get it, or maybe Dolores gets it, and that's how we get the good host hybrid of him in the future scene from the end credit.
No, maybe. That'd
But-
be good. That'd be good planning
'cause-
on their part.
Because don't they just keep saying Dolores has all the info? It's just in her head.
Yeah,
But which
fucking
which-
Serac told her that.
Which Dolores?
Think about that.
Yeah, no, I keep wondering that too. Serac keeps being like, "Oh, hello, Maeve. It's in Dolores' head."
Hey Charlotte, it's in this bot named Dolores, and it's in her head. And then Hale's like, "Oh, I'm just learning stuff out." And I was like, I wonder if whoever's in Hale is going to be jealous. But I didn't know it was Dolores at the time, so now I'm like...
and like Serac keeps saying that, so do you think it really is, or do you think it's going to get to that point and she's like, say her and Maeve are fighting, and she's like, "I just want to get to my daughter!" And Dolores is like, "Well, bitch, I don't have that info. I sent it off." Because, like, how would anybody know? How would Serac know that she has that info? And I know, well, he bomb, but they can't
I don't know that he knows. I think he just assumes.
He's just assuming she has it?
Yeah.
It still confuses the hell out of me that he can predict that the hosts are going to attack Westworld, leave the park, specifically Maeve and Dolores and her band of misfits.
I don't think he knows that.
He
He said, I
said-
could have warned you that bad things
No,
were
but
gonna
he said, "I've been waiting a long time for you, Maeve and Dolores, to leave the park." And then, but I was like, how can you know that?
Is
But-
that your Serac imitation?
Yeah, it's like a mixture of Ringo and Serac.
Do you have blisters on your fingers?
I might. But he says that to Maeve, but I'm like, well, then why don't you... Oh, Dolores is out. She's at Starbucks getting a coffee. Let's just go get her real quick.
Because it predicts, it doesn't
But
tell.
it predicted that she's going to leave the park and go rob people and then put information in her head.
I don't believe
But it can't predict when she gets a
It
crunching for...
He also says it's not working, too. Remember? He said
Yeah, so
that.
he talks a lot.
Yeah, I've never liked the guy. Didn't like him in Ocean's 11, too.
Yeah, no, that was a joke
Fuck
that
you.
didn't make it to the video.
Yeah, good. It was your joke.
I'll have to make... I don't even remember what the joke was, actually, that we were talking about. That you said only I would find funny.
I don't remember either.
We'll see if it pops up. We'll see if it-
Something stupid you
we'll
said.
see if it comes up again. Oh, I remember now. We'll get to it.
Oh, God. I wish you'd
Dolores is in some kind of nude cradle or whatever she used to test Bernard from last season to make this new Bernard. And they're at Arnold's house, and we see a couple flashes of him from the finale of season 2. And then Dolores says to him that we could be whoever we want to, or you told me we could be whoever we want to be and live however we want. Isn't that what you believe? And then Bernard says, "This isn't me." Is like when she's talking about, "Oh, you built this house, you finished it." And he's like, "I didn't finish it. This isn't me." And I took that as because like they kind of it says it at different moments, as maybe she's putting a lot more Arnold into this version of Bernard.
He also says, like, at one point, right after that, they show him, and he's like, "This isn't real."
Yeah.
So I don't know.
He's like questioning
So
the
who
nature of his
fucking
reality.
knows? Yeah.
Do you ever question the nature of your reality?
About 8 minutes ago.
Yikes. Bernard is... Oh, did I skip a beat? Did I skip? No, I didn't. Bernard is heading to his room with Stubbs, and he sees a kid with missiles shooting up in the air, and he gets a flash of Charlie.
No, he didn't. You're lying.
Missiles landing and going up. I don't know.
The rockets were coming down. That's what I didn't... So I actually thought something was wrong.
Should I pull up the scene and see if you're wrong right here live on the podcast? Prove Nick wrong?
I mean, you're not good when that happens.
Prove Nick wrong, 2020.
Do you remember the last 2 times you did this? I was right.
What was the last 2 times I did this?
The Revolution,
The Revolution?
with the little people fighting in the streets,
Oh, yeah.
and Hector.
That's true. And you're never right 3 times in a row.
All right, Bucker.
So we'll see. Okay, I got it up. There's a stupid documentary.
I bet
right
Hess
now.
saw the rockets going down.
We'll never know. So let me see. There's Charlotte. Oh, I passed right past Bernard. And
See, I actually watched. There's a lady packing a bag next to the kid, and I was like, "Is she going backwards?" She wasn't. She was just packing the bag.
All right, here
Unless she was unpacking the bag.
Maybe. Divergence. Victorville, USA. And
Just-
Bernard's walking down the street. He's got a bag in his hand.
Yeah.
And the lady is folding a towel. And the son's, oh my God, there's a rocket in the air. And Bernard goes, he kind of quenches.
Okay.
Oh, the rockets are going down.
Fucking told you.
They're landing.
They don't. But then the next one's going up. So there's.
No, there's just two landing. You're wrong. And then he looks at the kid and he's like, Charlie?
And now they're going up.
And
Or
then,
now one's going up.
let me see that. Oh, and now one's shooting up.
It's like I watched this or something. Does that make sense? I'm sure it's nothing.
I think it's just missiles landing and some missiles going up, pal.
missiles don't land.
Well, maybe they're not missiles. Maybe they're pods carrying people. I don't know.
Didn't they look like missiles?
They did look like missiles. I'll give you that.
I'm sure it's nothing, but I was just like, why are they going up? They're going backwards.
They're landing. They're landing and then one left.
Do you think the CGI guy was like, oh, I thought they were landing? No, they're missiles, you idiot.
So then, like, in the next scene, just make them go up.
Yeah, you
Mate.
fucker. Don't. Yeah, we'll just pretend.
Anyways, the important part is he sees Charlie when he sees the kid, fucker.
That's not the important part. That's what I'm trying to tell
No,
you.
it is the
If that
important
was
part.
that
I
was,
think he's Arnold.
he's not Arnold.
He's Arnold.
Maybe he's Arnold when he hits his little button.
Oh, maybe. He's like,
He's like, oh,
just
no.
choking people.
Now I'm nice.
Maybe.
No, because he switches to Bernard when he hurts people.
Oh, but Bernard's nice. Arnold made the host kill each other and had Dolores kill him.
Bernard killed Teresa.
Tomato. Bernard thinks Dolores is going to kill and replace Liam Dempsey Jr., so he makes a little freeze button, which he's just altering his own freeze button for himself, right? Because now he can't go full Bernard.
I don't know.
Yeah, cool answers, pal.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, fuck. He was doing a button. He said he had limited resources, so I
Yeah,
assume
well,
it's the same button.
Okay. But then he tests it on Stubbs. I like that. And then they hack Liam Dempsey's card server so they can get in there.
Going over a little quicker the second time.
Yeah, well, we already talked about this. I want to get to where we were. Caleb's at the clothing shop. I thought that was really neat. The little clothes going.
He take it to the clothing shop.
Yeah. He's hanging out there with Dolores. They want him to look like a fancy man so he can pretend to be the men that they're after.
I should have threw him in like an ASU shirt and then like a... I don't know what else he wore. It's just the second episode of Breaking Bad, but they could have dressed him like that.
I don't think he would have quite fit into those fancy banks like that.
Jesus, calm down.
Sorry, my elbow hit the table. Here we are.
Here we are.
So Connells goes over to Liam and says he wants his little thumbprint signature so that way, other Dolores can steal all his money.
Yeah.
And he's yelling at the guy. He's like, you want to be control your money? Go ahead. You do it. But if you want to keep doing the things you're doing, like with your gaggle of hookers.
Hookahs.
And you thought it was gaggle of hookahs.
I did.
And I said, can you imagine if every time this guy goes to buy a hooker?
Hookers makes way more sense.
Yeah, it really does. But every time he goes to buy a hooker,
Because he literally,
People
in
keep-
the next scene, tries to buy a hooker.
yeah. But he's going there, and every time Connells goes to buy a hooker because of his accent.
What if in a deleted scene, instead of going there, they go to a hookah place, and he's buying like hookahs,
Oh
and then
my
Dolores has to come in, and Aaron Paul's pretending to be a hookah.
That's their alternate party.
Yeah.
But Connells goes to buy hookers for Liam, and every time he goes, people keep bringing him hookahs. I'm bringing him hookahs, and he's like, I just want a hooker.
Could go the other way.
I would like to see both of those scenes and see which one works.
Are you
better
going to
than
watch it
which
and see if he says hookers or hookahs?
one. No, I know he said hookers. You're stupid and heard hookahs. You're like, oh, he wants to
He said the rockets were going down.
Yeah. Well, Dolores bumps into Michael and steals his blood, and they inject it into Caleb so that he has the encryption key in his blood now. That is such a weird thing.
Yeah, the podcast I listened to about this shit from The Ringer, they didn't like it. They thought it was kind of dumb. Make it easier to
It does seem a lot.
rob a bank.
It does seem so much easier if you just get someone's blood. Now you can take all their money in the world.
But like Aaron Paul didn't know what she was doing, so I don't think like a normal person knew that would work. I think it was only
only these high tier people know it's in their blood.
me. I just meant I think only Dolores.
I guess
knew
that's
how
true
to-
because Aaron Paul didn't even know that. He's like, I thought we were going to a bank, and she's like, we are at a bank, just a special bank.
Yeah, not your bank.
Yeah, it's not a sperm bank, Aaron Paul. Calm down.
Jesus,
And he's like, sorry,
you went gross.
I hang out there a lot. Sirach brings Maeve back online, and she says that if you wanted to woo me, you could have brought me to Paris.
I got a question.
What?
How did he get her there?
It's like Weekend at Bernie's.
Yeah, it must have
He
been.
put sunglasses on her, and him and another guy were carrying her there, and they started like dancing and shit. It was a fun little time.
Bring yourself back online. She's like, oh, I'm sitting down.
Maybe he brought her back online. He's like, hey, walk. I don't want to fucking carry you. and then sat her down there, then turned her off.
Maybe.
And then when she's like, brings her back online.
Maybe he ate dinner and didn't want to pay for another food. So then
maybe. And he could have just said, "You're a robot. You don't need to eat."
they all eat and
I'll
drink.
give you some chordal
Sucking
fluid.
down beers.
Can they get drunk? I wondered that. I
I
know
don't-
Mabes was drinking at her little bar or her little.
She ordered a sherry.
Yeah. Oh no! When she first ordered, I thought she was gonna share a drink with him.
Yeah, that's because you're dumb.
But Paris blew up. He tells her. We get a little flashback with Lil Sirach.
Michael Jackson's daughter?
He named his daughter Paris
Yes.
Hilton.
Nope.
But Paris blew up, and Sirach watched it happen. Sirach tells Maeve that he needs to understand humanity and wants the key that's in Peter Abernathy's head. It then tells Maeve that if she gets that for him, and here's the worst part of the episode for me, he'll send her back to her daughter.
Back to life.
Like, can't she just get over it? The whole last season was her, I gotta get my daughter, I gotta get my daughter, I gotta get my daughter. Oh, I sent her to the Valley Beyond, she's safe.
Here's the thing that
And now
should,
she wants to get
here's
sent to
what
the
she
Valley
should
Beyond.
realize. If he can find where her daughter is and he puts her there, then none of them are safe.
Yeah, then no one there is safe, and
Yeah.
she's not, because he's like, that's your heaven. Or you could be in hell here in your little cage and wondering what to
Yeah, he's threatening her, and she's like, okay, I'll go to get
But
Dolores.
that is why I think it's going to come to Dolores and her teaming up to take down Sirach. Because I think,
It doesn't even
but she doesn't seem like she's smart enough yet, but I thought maybe it would be like, yeah, but if you, like what you said, if you know where it's at, then am I really safe there? Because he
Yeah.
even programmed like a shut-off thing in her head.
Yeah, I don't really get Maeve.
Because that thing too, it reminded me of when they go to this guy in a minute, and they give him the glasses, then he shows him what happens to the family if you do or don't, and then he shoots him. Kind of seems like, hey, Maeve, go give me this ball, do what I want. Oh, you're done? Boom, I'm going to turn you off.
Yeah, totally.
Seems like a similar thing.
He seems like a bad guy.
He's the bad guy. Yeah.
Shh.
So William is shaving downstairs because apparently he doesn't want to use the bathroom. His wife killed or
Some
something.
shit went down in the bathroom.
Yeah.
I don't blame him.
What a pussy. But then Charlotte Hill starts shaving him, and this right here, I was like, oh fuck, she's shaving him just like Dolores did in Westworld season
Yeah.
1. I mean, you were both like getting boners about that. We're excited.
Let's not get carried away.
We had hard-ons. And then she questions him about like try to get info of him about the park.
The
and all
nature of
that.
his reality.
No, but she was like,
Oh.
hey, basically it says, and he goes, is there Sector 16 info anywhere else? And he's like, well, if you were so good at clearing down there as you were just getting the band back together for Delos, then should
Getting
be
the-
fine.
Getting the band back together.
Yeah,
That
he-
is
he-
not what she said.
That's what he said.
Oh. Not really.
They use more technical terms, but I didn't write all that down.
Jesus.
Caleb and Dolores go to the bank for rich people, and she says if the blood doesn't work, then they're going to do things the old-fashioned way. And he's like, what's the old-fashioned way? She's like, oh, I just kill everybody.
And
we'll
then
take-
smiles.
yeah, and we'll take the money. And he's probably like, oh, she's kidding. But he doesn't
I-
know, he
he
doesn't know the Dolores that we know.
No, I don't think he thought she was kidding. Because at this point, she already abducted someone and
Yeah, but I don't think
shot his
I don't think
blood
he,
in him.
I don't think he really thought that she's going to kill everybody in the bank. But I think Dolores would have killed every single person in that building if it went wrong.
So they go to the bank. They do the little. Zzz. I like on the subtitles. Like, machine whirling.
Yeah, saw that.
I could figure that out. Ass fuck. So it doesn't take the first time because he's a little sweaty, nervous.
Yeah.
So
Can
they-
you imagine how many times it would take for me to fucking skin on there?
You-
It'd never work.
You go to
My hands are constantly sweaty.
straight to jail.
Straight to the gulag.
Yeah, it'd be like real life.
Hmm.
So then, why don't you tell everybody how disappointed I was when it worked the second time?
Yeah, it didn't work, and you're like, oh yeah, she's gonna kill people. And then it worked, and you're like, damn it, I wanted it to be the old-fashioned way.
Yeah.
And I was like, you're a monster. You wanted her to kill every human in there?
She had the fucking gun, and she's already. All right, I'm gonna kill that guy, and then I'm gonna kill that guy.
Yeah.
And,
And then I'm gonna shoot this bitch in the counter in the face.
and like, Caleb's like, oh fuck.
Yeah.
And then it worked, and I was like, God damn it.
Yeah. Do you think we're gonna get any really good because so far they seem pretty buddy and friends? Do you think there'll be a switch where she goes Heisenberg and like he sees how evil she is and he's kind of against her, or he's afraid of her? So that, do you think we'll get that, or do you think he's gonna be on her side the whole time?
I like them as a duo.
I do
So
too.
I hope he stays with her, and
The whole time,
I've been on her side the whole time. So
even when she hung those people in season 2, and she,
especially when she hung those people in season 2,
Wow.
that was funny.
I mean, I did like when she's like looking at them and smiles back, and the lady falls down. But yeah, so they make it through that, and they steal all of Liam Dempsey's money. Now they got it all. But you'd think like he'd get like a little like they have encryption codes in their blood that they can get their banks from, but he doesn't get like an alert from Bank of America saying that your transfer's complete or something, or like hey, you got no money?
I think you got to look at it as they try to make everything as easy as possible in the future. So, like...
So he doesn't need that. Because I guess supposedly he sends his people there, but...
Yeah, like he's got all that taken care of, but then she went around.
Do you think as soon as that transfer went through, Rehoboam was like, whoa, that's not supposed to happen?
Diversion at Sector
Diversion
4.
at Bank of America future.
Yeah.
So Maeve walks through the city and all the power's going all wonky right up until she gets out of range. You think somebody's like, whoa, that was really weird. And the second that lady got over there, it stopped.
You know what's funny is when she did that, I was like, oh, fuck, she's got powers again.
Yeah, she has a lot of powers. You'd think Dolores could have copied herself and turned herself up a little bit.
Well, it didn't help her when they fought.
That's true. Dolores is still better than her, I guess. So she walks into the club. I really like this part. She walks to the club to see the mortician. And I forget where she got the info.
Did you think the mortician was an actual mortician at the time? Or did you think that was just the guy's name?
I thought it was going to be an actual mortician.
For some reason, it didn't even dawn on me. And like, oh, I get it, bodies. But why does she need bodies?
I accidentally skipped the part. They went to Arnold's house and they killed the guy. We briefly talked about it.
Whose house?
Arnold's house. No one gets that joke but you, pal. So it's not funny.
Matt Damon gets it.
Yeah. But they shoot the guy. We kind of briefly talked about it, so I accidentally skipped it. But she goes to the mortician, but then she tells the guy, like, she asks him kindly, like, hey, can you let me in and see the mortician, please? I'm like, fuck off. So then she shoots the guy in the dick.
Yeah, that hurt a little.
Yeah, and I like it. They reel him in, and then the mortician's like, oh, give him something to make him shut up.
Yeah.
So they do that, and then...
Why would you bring someone to a mortician that's shot in the dick?
Man, they know she does medical stuff, so maybe she can sew a dick back on. I don't know. But she goes there and she walks in to get the mortician herself and finds out Dolores only wanted Laura's blood and the mortician to smuggle out bodies for her, but the mortician doesn't do that, so she sent Dolores to the Yakuza. And I was like, oh, that seems a little crazy. And I didn't even think about it until Dolores or Maeve was fighting this guy. I was like, oh, wouldn't it make a lot of sense to put a host down there to take over that? And you're like, yep. Because little did I know, you accidentally turned on the TV beforehand and saw that a familiar face was there.
Yeah, I was like, oh, hey, the Shogun guy's here. Oh, boy, turn this off.
Liam and his friends are at a party. Did Liam and I don't know any of their names, but his guy friend, did their conversations kind of remind you of like a William and Logan? When he's like, oh, you got a type? What's your type? He's like, oh, blonde.
A little bit.
Like the way they were talking a little bit. Like, obviously, Liam's a lot different.
You mentioned it, and I don't think I would have thought of it until you mentioned it.
Like, I felt like they wrote their dialogue just to be like, oh, they're kind of that type.
Yeah, and then you got the other girlfriend kind of like adds to it a little bit.
Yeah.
Like, she took that one drug, and after...
Yeah, she thought she was hallucinating.
Yeah, that was pretty funny.
Being there. But apparently they think Laura OD'd on... Or just overdosed.
Yeah.
And he's like, who does that anymore? And I was like, Logan.
Well, no, he'd been dead.
Yeah.
Didn't that guy in episode 1 overdose? I guess he didn't overdose because overdosing is dying, but he was going cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs on the fucking floor, naked, slapping his tongue.
That's true, yeah. I was trying to think which guy you were talking about. So Caleb and Dolores show up to the party and they plan to kidnap Liam. They're like, when he's alone, we'll get him. Liam goes to buy a hooker or something, an art piece that's a naked
hookah?
lady. Yeah, he wants to buy a hookah because he wants to smoke up a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But he figures out he's got no money, so he goes to find Connell's. But before he can, Bernard and Stubbs grab him. I was pretty surprised when they showed up there already. Like, I thought we'd see them get there or something.
Well, it's funny because when they froze, I was like, oh, they're going to go find him, and then they're not going to be able to freeze him.
Yeah.
And you went, oh, yeah. And then I totally forgot that's what I said, and then it happened. I was like, oh, okay, it did happen.
So they get there, they walk up to him, they realize he's still human. So on their way out of there, Dolores shoots at them, and then Bernard gets away with him, and then she starts fighting Stubbs. I thought their fight scene there was pretty good, but there was a little bits again there that I was like, wow, that's kind of like when he punches at Dolores, and you could see her like clearly move her face away and not get hit, and like stumble away. I was like, that was a little weird.
That one part was a little weird.
The rest of it was good, but that part I was like, oh, that's a little awkward. Like,
yeah,
I feel like it's just different camera angle. It would look better. Like, I don't think it was their fault. I think it was the camera angle.
I mean,
it's
their fault. They had more than one camera. That's whoever.
Well, I'm saying whoever edited it together.
Yeah, I don't know. I had a feeling you were gonna bring that up, actually.
Well, because it was cool. Then that one part was like, oh, that looked real fake.
Like, it did look fake.
You could see her move away to not get hit by
her
him.
one kick seemed kind of weird too.
I don't remember the kick, but I'm sure it did.
And she right before she kicked him, she goes, "Can I kick it?"
And he goes, "Yes, you can," and then gets kicked.
And
out.
I was like, that seemed obvious.
Mm-hmm. So yeah, she uses them to fight Stubbs. And Maeve gets to the Yakuza hideout, and she uses the force on all of them to shoot each other.
Yeah, those guns are dumb.
Yeah, so is it just because they're old and they're old gang members that need that, or is that just like a new?
No,
feature
because
thing?
those
she goes,
fucking
"Oh,
cops. Those cops had the same thing.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Because she goes, "Oh, you're old. You need something to shoot for you."
The cops that Dolores killed that tried to shoot
Oh, okay.
everybody but Caleb and Dolores.
So it's just like a bad boy thing. If you're a bad boy, you're gonna shoot for you.
A bad boy Riardi.
Sure. Yeah, what you said. But she does that and makes them all shoot each other. And now Charlotte is waiting for William outside, and he has one last imaginary conversation with his dead daughter.
A long one, too.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's the last one.
Well, last one this episode.
Oh, okay.
Before he leaves. Before he thinks he's going to go to a Daedalus board meeting, but little does he know it's another shit's going to
Yeah,
go down.
a little trickery.
Yeah, I like that she walks down the stairs, and he's like, I'm leaving. It's my decision. I killed you all. And she's like, okay, I'll be waiting.
Do you think after Charlotte, Dolores, whatever the fuck her name is, got him, she's like, you just got punked? No?
I kind of hope so, actually.
Dak Shepard
Like,
jumps out.
after he gets injected and he's, like, freaking out on the floor, and she's like, punked.
What if, like,
She pulls up a mask as Dolores.
one of the guys grabbing him was Dak Shepard?
Oh, that'd have been perfect. So Maeve kills one more guy that's running in after her, and she stabs him, but she stabs him into a barrel. And oh my god, host milk starts pouring out.
So she's gonna.
So this is like Dolores' host making factory? Like, she's using the Yakuza to make
easy
hosts?
for you to say.
Using the Yakuza. That should be a tongue twister for people. Say that 5 times fast.
No.
Using the Yakuza. Using the Yakuza. Using the... Okay, done.
Settle down. You all right?
I'm good.
Okay.
I was having a Bernard twitch for a second.
Do you think she's gonna make an army? Oh, was she?
And are they all going to be Dolores?
Yeah,
There'll be a Delarmy?
that was the stupid.
You don't want a Delarmy? And
Do
do you think if someone sees...
you think her plan is to take over and then?
It seems like it now. Like, it seemed like, she clearly wants to save humanity. But now after this episode, I was like, I don't know. Seems like she kind of wants world domination.
Yeah.
But it could go either way. Like, she could just be using all this.
I think she's gonna. I think somehow Caleb's gonna get her to just save it.
Yeah, I could see it going either way. Or what if it gets to the end of the season and Caleb's a host? Will that annoy you?
Yeah.
I'm trying to decide. I honestly don't know yet. But I am leaning towards, just let him be human.
I don't know why I want him to be human. I want everyone to be human.
No.
Maybe want the host to be human.
And then it wouldn't be called Westworld. Then it's just like people doing things.
Well, that's okay.
Okay. But yeah, she does that, and then starts pouring out, and boom! I wrote that down, the guy's name, but I forgot how they pronounce it. Is it Musashi?
I think that's close.
It's something like that. The guy from Shogun World.
Yeah.
Sorry, I can't pronounce it right. He comes walking out to greet Maeve, and I was like, oh, fuck. And then instantly I was like, wait a minute. How does Dolores know anything about this guy?
I know you go, how do you get his ball? I don't fucking know.
Yeah, I was really confused by that. And then I guess it doesn't matter because she put herself in there, so like she just has like a back catalog of the hosts that were hanging out at Westworld.
Maybe she went to Shogun
And
World on her
you know,
day off.
You know what's also confusing too is, do you think Sirach has other hosts or something? Because they said a couple side characters are missing, and then May's missing, and Dolores and Hale goes in the previous episode goes, oh, Hale's missing, huh? Or May's missing, huh?
Yeah, I don't know. Side characters. Yeah.
So like, do you think there is other hosts out there Sirach has, or do you think like, because like clearly there is other balls missing? And we just assumed that was Dolores's that she took, but there's other ones out there because Dolores just took herself 5 times. I'm sure they weren't like, oh wow, the computer shows that 5 Doloreses were hanging out there.
Yeah, I don't know. You're right though. They did say there was side characters missing.
Mm-hmm. The side characters and Maeve is all they said.
Yeah, and there's no. I mean, Dolores is in 5 of them, so there's no side characters missing, and Bernard is the other one.
And they don't know Bernard's a robot.
Yeah.
So that's what I thought about when they
Unless they just
revealed it.
found like. Unless she destroyed the one she took the balls out of.
Oh, maybe that could be the case.
And then yeah.
So she's like, Clementine, you were a bitch. And like rebuilt the balls herself. I mean, Dolores doesn't know yet. She didn't get to see the full treatment that we saw. But yeah, so she sees him, and he walks out and greets Maeve, and then Musashi and Maeve fight. Oh wow, did I miss a bit? Oh yeah, sorry. So Caleb stops Bernard. Carnal shoots at all the other guards. That was pretty cool. Just kills every single one and walks up to them. He makes Liam run away and tells Caleb, "Man, you better go after him."
I was confused at this point.
At this point, I was like, okay, literally nobody makes sense to be this guy. And then Hale seemed clearly Dolores. I wasn't worried about that anymore. She shaved the man in black. That gave it away.
And I'm like, obviously there's someone in there, but what's the point of letting... Like, how's the plan to let him go? Like, I don't get it, but then it made sense.
And then it made sense because she's like, I got to talk to Bernard, and these 2 people can't know that I'm a robot and multiple people.
Mm-hmm.
Not till the final finale of the show.
The final finale?
The final finale. That's not what they call it?
I don't think so. Maybe this year.
Oh, okay. And then we get the reveal that Dolores is inside every single person in the world.
That's not true.
Okay, every host, at least. But yeah, that was pretty cool. I like that. We were like, oh, shit, that's better than it just being Hale. Like, she put herself on every single host.
If you think about it, it doesn't make sense to do 2 and then have 3 other people just be like,
yeah.
Bob.
That's what I was like.
Dylan.
I said in the beginning of this, like, it made sense to me that, like, I don't know why no one thought of it, that just doing Hale as yourself.
Like,
no one else.
that Danny Heifetz guy said that he brought it up, and then they were like, no, that's stupid.
Oh,
I'm
really?
pretty sure. Like, don't quote me on that, but, like...
Well, now that he liked it, I don't like it.
Well, no, not that he liked it. He just mentioned it last week.
Well, I think we've actually all kind of mentioned that, and then we're like, well, no, it makes sense to bring
the
other
problem
characters.
is with this motherfucking show is that you mention everything, and then you kind of forget what you really believe, and then it happens.
And then
you're
start
like
questioning your own reality, and you're picking at your own skin like the Man in Black, and you're going, I know it's fucking real.
and then you scream at us on the podcast because you can't explain yourself.
Yeah. Do you think oh, maybe that wasn't really Hess?
Oh, Hess is a host.
That was Robot Hess. That's why.
You've got proof Hess is a host.
Yeah. He was questioning the nature of his reality. He was just pulling the Man in Black.
That is
there.
a fly land on his lip.
Maybe. Could have possibly been.
But he ate it, so it was weird.
Ugh, that's fucking disgusting. So yeah, so everybody's Dolores. Musashi and Maeve fight. He kills her pretty quickly, honestly. And I was like, Mom's like, yes, she's dead. And I was like, well, we know she shows back up in the trailer.
Oh, yeah, Mom did say that, huh? I was like, what the fuck? Are you retarded?
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, you're not supposed to say that. But I said it. I honestly said it, so screw me.
Do you have extra chromosomes missing? Charlotte reveals to the men outside.
If they're extra.
Oh, sorry. Do you have extra chromosomes? Whatever. Retarded's fine. Charlotte reveals that the men outside are for a mental institution, and she sends William away and steals some of his blood.
Yeah.
That part I was like, oh, fuck. So is she going to have him in the mental hospital, and then she's just going to make a robot Man in Black or something outside the park?
Or she's
And then there's going to be like another one of him walking around like a William. But then this one's
who?
William. And then this one's locked up? Or like, what's going to be the plan with that?
Maybe she'll make a little thing that'll vote the way she wants to vote.
Maybe. Oh, maybe she did get his blood to do that robot thing to do that later on, yeah.
But you said it wasn't this.
I told you earlier, I don't know which recording that was on, but I told you made me question that.
I questioned the nature of your reality.
She steals his blood, which I found very interesting, and then William...
I forgot she did that the second time I was watching. I was like, what is she doing? And like, because she could tell.
Oh, yeah. So do you think all those hosts have a little needle in their finger, or do you think she just specifically put that in Hale? Because why didn't Dolores go blink into William then? She had to have a whole needle injection thing.
I think it's just Charlotte had something.
Oh, I looked like a prick in her finger.
You're a prick in her finger.
Probably. William's in the mental hospital, and he imagines Dolores in her blue dress, and she's talking to him, and he finally, after 3 seasons, has reached the end of the game. Which that part confused the fuck out of me.
Is it the end if he gets out?
I didn't understand this part, because she's
Maybe it's going to go into overtime.
She's sitting there, and she's like, okay, ask me the question you wanted to ask. And she's like, oh, you're in the game, blah, blah, you've reached the end of the maze. And he goes, Am I me? And she goes, you reached the end of the game. And walks away. And I was like, I don't know what that means. And I know it probably means because he's questioning it and he's wondering it. And the host, but he's a human, so he knows he's real. So, like, what is that?
He's lost his mind.
I didn't get, like, that made sense.
I think he might be in a good place. Was that
was the theme song to The Good Place.
Was it? Because I didn't recognize it.
It's kind of.
I've watched every episode, and I didn't recognize it.
Maybe you need to watch them twice. And then
Maybe. Like, if you sing The Wire, I'd get it.
I almost just started singing Woke Up This Morning.
Wow.
But that's Sopranos. But yeah, that part really confused the fuck out of me, and I don't understand it. But I'm excited we got...
I don't want him to be a host.
Well, he's going to be eventually.
Eventually, but I want it to be eventually. I want him to be a human, and I want him to fight Sirach or Dolores or somebody. I don't want him to fight Dolores.
I am excited. So he is in this jumpsuit, and we've seen pictures of him being worked on there and all that. So, like, they install that drip system into him that Caleb has and all that. But this is the clothes he's wearing when they're all bloody, and he goes, I'm going to save the fucking world.
Yeah, so I does a host do that?
So, like, does that mean that he's going to go kill Dolores? Like, I was wondering from the scene, I know Bernard's kidnapped by Dolores. But do you think Bernard or Stubbs could potentially get the Man in Black and they team up and go do that? Like,
maybe.
Do you think that could have been, like, we didn't see that side of the conversation, but it's Bernard getting them out?
I never thought of it, but maybe.
That's my thought from the, at the end there. I was like, oh, that'd be really interesting if
he
Bernard and Stubbs get him out.
Except... Bernard and him don't know each other.
Yeah, they met for 2 seconds at the end of season 2.
Yeah, but
He's like, Arnold, is that you? And then Dolores is like, you fucking idiot, that's not Arnold.
so you think in all this traumatic shit he happened, he's gonna remember him
I
for
don't know.
the 2
That's
seconds?
just my little theory I had for a moment, pal. You don't gotta give me 20 questions about it.
I was just wondering.
I don't know all the answers.
Stubbs knows him though.
Yeah. and
Stubbs knows him big time.
That's true. Stubbs had that tablet and goes, that guest gets whatever he wants.
Yep.
So he's
Maybe Stubbs will be in charge now after they fix him because
yeah, he probably has like a his
swam-
shoulder's still gonna be hurt.
they swam 5 miles.
Yeah. How boring do you think that was? Good thing they're not robots like they used to be. They're like fleshy things now.
Would a shark eat a host?
I'm sure it would try. And they have real blood in them, so yeah, why not?
Okay. What if it's a robot shark? Would it know?
Then it's really fucked. Oh, they got like Jaws versus Westworld. That'd be cool. So next on we see a young Sirach, but not the young Sirach, like a young medium Sirach.
Like a medium shark. Sirach,
A
not
medium
Shark.
A medium shark. Do you think that's a new actor, or do you think that's like a de-aging thing? Because it looked I know you're looking at me like I'm stupid.
It's an actor.
But it looked a lot like him. His eyes are like way over
I think
here.
that's
like
called
normal.
casting.
They did a good job then, because that was really well done. But he walks through a field just like Maeve, except it's like the reverse opposite side.
I heard you go, oh my god.
Yeah, it's like he relates to Maeve. Cool. Bernard asked someone, do you... I'm assuming it's probably Connells he's asking, but it could have been Caleb or something. But he says, do you ever question what she's asking you to do? Because it's almost, your reality.
Yeah.
And then it looks like there's a lot of fighting happening and a lot of explosions are going to happen. And then also, you see for a moment there, which I saw in our other trailers that I meant to bring up on multiple of these podcasts we do, but I forgot. You see Liam Dempsey Jr. bleeding on the beach, and Caleb's holding his belly while he's bleeding.
I've seen Caleb holding him while he's bleeding, but I have
On
not.
the beach, it's so quick, but if you go frame by frame on the trailer, it's I'm like 95% sure it's Liam Dempsey Jr.
I'll take your word for it.
So I was like, that's kind of interesting.
I don't care if that guy dies.
Yeah, I wondered what that's going to be about.
Dolores
Because it's at the
probably
beach again, and I was like, oh, after last week with him, he's going to kill himself at the beach. I'm worried every time Caleb's at the beach.
Well, they were on the pier.
That's true. Maybe they fell off the pier,
If
though.
you jump in the water at the beach, you're not going to die.
He might, though. You never know. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got. That's all she wrote, pal. We did this podcast almost
Twice?
2 times now.
Almost twice with 2 people.
Yeah, so... That's it, everybody. Who knows if Hess will be back next week? I don't know. It depends on how he's feeling.
Corona?
He might have corona. That could have been what got into his system. I don't know.
Maybe.
But we'll see. We'll have a little combo with him, and if it's not Hess isn't back next week, it's just me and Nick. So hopefully Lee love us.
That was not English.
I just struck there at the end. But yeah, thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, and we'll see you guys next week.
All right, I'm done. You guys can finish.